Dr. Marilyn Singleton is an Association of American Physicians and Surgeons board member, and in her latest column, she writes about the social health of the nation, asking if we've lost our collective minds. She says the Las Vegas mass shooting with no apparent motive is, quote, an extreme representation of our sense that our social fabric is unraveling. She joins us via Skype to explain. Dr. Singleton, maybe Stephen Paddock lost his mind, but what makes you think that America's lost our collective minds?
One of the things that I've been noticing over the years, and part of this comes from just years of seeing thousands of patients, whether at work in the hospital or at an outside clinic that I ran, that people just seem to be more disconnected. I'm not a psychologist. I can't say why, only my observations of you look at people walking down the street, they're together, they each have their own cell phone out, busily texting others. Why are they walking down the street together if they're not talking with each other? No one seems to talk to each other anymore. You text some bizarre line of letters to someone, and that's supposed to take the place of a conversation. And this just seems that we need some connectedness of one kind or another in order to keep our heads on straight and to ground us.
And it doesn't seem like the mainstream media is helping matters any. And some members of the mainstream media and others every day react to President Trump. You also mentioned the reaction that Tim Tebow received for taking a knee in prayer, and then the response Colin Kaepernick received and other NFL players are getting for taking a knee in protest. Please explain.
One of the things I think that this whole NFL taking a knee, having lived in Northern California and knowing the 49ers and how this whole thing all began, one, it's been changed to make it look like it's some holy procedure for these fellas to take a knee, when in reality, taking a knee ends the play. And trying to say that, no, we don't want any part of this. We don't want any part of the flag. We're having a protest because Colin Kaepernick didn't get a job. And it's the idea that's just happened over the years, and even people who aren't very religious notice it, that it's okay to mock and make fun of people who want to show their Christian faith. But all bets are off if it's somebody else.
What about millennials and what's happening on college campuses? You know, the violence and hatred that we've seen at Berkeley and other places in recent years. Why now?
One of the things that I believe has started this is it's so common and so many writers talk about this. If you don't have a good argument in a political conversation, the default method is to call someone a name. And the children in school are not being taught critical thinking, so they don't have an answer. Therefore, what do? Just like a child, you act out, whether it be violence or name calling or trying to get people who do have their facts, trying to quiet them.
And there are some bright spots, are there not, especially in the midst of a crisis like the one we just saw recently in Las Vegas?
Oh, my goodness. People really step up to the plate. And this is one thing that's always made me so happy, because we know that people really are good inside. People don't look at people with labels. And when a crisis occurs, all those labels are erased. And then once the crisis is over, the politicians get a hold of people again, and they label you this, you this, you this, and therefore you're not supposed to like each other. You're not supposed to talk to each other. But these crises have just brought out the best in everybody. And we just have to find a way to remind the people that when you were rescuing somebody, whether in the hurricane or during the horrible Las Vegas event, that you didn't care what color they were, you didn't care what political party they were. And we have to keep that mindset going.
That's right. One America. Dr. Marilyn Singleton, we appreciate your insights and thanks for taking the time to set us straight.